Azerbaijan. Today, this country is not only a strategic partner of Kazakhstan, two states are the brotherhood nations. In less than 2 years, leaders of Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan visited each other 7 times. This time, President Tokayev will pay his first state visit to Azerbaijan. What will it give to bilateral cooperation? We will keep you informed. This is Reporter with President special project on Silk Road TV channel. Stay tuned and be with us. The first state visit of the President of Kazakhstan to Azerbaijan starts early morning in Baku. Final preparations before the visit are on the way. Journalists start reporting the agenda of the visit. We're waiting for the arrival of the President Tokayev. Representatives of Kazakh delegation arrive first. In the yard of Zagulba presidential residence, everything is ready now. President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev is moving forward to welcome his Kazakh counterpart.
Kazakistan Respublikasının prezidenti, sizin Azerbaycan Respublikasına gelməyiniz şərəfinə fəxri qaral Qaral rəisi Polkovnik Leytenant Quliyev.
After listening to national anthems of two countries and greeting delegations members, leaders of Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan proceed inside. The ceremonial part is over. Azerbaijan is a strategic partner of Kazakhstan. Cooperation between two nations focuses on different fields of mutual interest, but concentrates mainly in energy sector and logistics. Both countries have access to the Caspian Sea, world's largest inland body of water. Boosting trade by developing oil and cargo shipments through Caspian Basin would be a natural and expected move. For example, since last year, Kazakh oil has started to be shipped through Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipeline, having possibility to access the European market, and now the plans are huge. Energy sector is one of the prioritized in our bilateral relations. So what kind of projects are we implementing with Azerbaijan?
As you probably aware, since 2023 we started first transit route through Azerbaijan, so we started basically shipping our oil from Tengiz field to seaport of Aktau in Kazakhstan, and then using our own tankers to Baku, and then from Baku through the pipeline Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan, which is in the Mediterranean. So our agreement included 120,000 metric ton of crude per month, which makes 1.5 million ton of crude per year. But today we've signed an agreement that will based on that, we will increase our shipments by 50%. So from 120,000 ton to 180,000 ton of crude will be shipped through the territory of Azerbaijan.
Большой интерес сегодня представляет развитие.
The development of the Middle Corridor is of great interest today. It is an absolutely important project for both Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan, as well as for the countries in our region. We have significant cooperation in the energy sector. Traditionally, we are countries that cooperate within the framework of oil and gas projects. Today, Kazakh oil is once again being transported through the territory of Azerbaijan to international markets. We are also discussing the participation of Azerbaijani and Kazakh companies, including ours primarily state and oil gas companies, in various fields, both in Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan. At the same time, we intend to sign an agreement today on the purchase of Kazakh oil within Kazakhstan's territory and engage in trade, specifically in the buying and selling of oil and petroleum products.
Before all official events in Zagulba residence start, we also had a chance to talk to the head of Kazakhstan's national railway company, Mr. Sauranbayev, asking him about the potential of the so-called Middle Corridor Kazakhstan has been so actively engaged into recently.
Казахстан обладает уникальным географическим положением.
Kazakhstan has a unique geographical position, and we must fully utilize Kazakhstan's transportation and logistics potential. To achieve this, we are collaborating with Azerbaijan and Georgia on developing the project route called the Middle Corridor. Today is a very significant day. The first container train from the Kazakhstan-China terminal in the city of Xi'an has arrived. Previously, this train took an average of 53 days, but today's train arrived in just 11 days.
Недавно также глава государства поручил, очень амбициозные планы, President instructs to build and reconstruct railway tracks all over the country. How will Kazakh implement these tasks?
The president has set very ambitious plans. These include repairing around 11,000 kilometers of roads and constructing 5,000 kilometers of new railways. Currently, we are already implementing 4 projects. Construction is progressing at an accelerated pace. We are confident that we will fulfill the president's directive. Middle Corridor, as many experts note, can become a rising star in cargo shipments in Eurasia and a strong alternative to the current transport corridors. Located along ancient Silk Road trade route, both Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan are interested now to develop the Middle Corridor's capacity, first of all, by enhancing logistics infrastructure. Baku International Seaport is the largest port of Azerbaijan and one of the main logistics and transportation hubs of the Eurasian region. Locating 70 kilometers away from Baku, it has numerous terminals that are capable to deliver all types of cargo. This port plays a significant role in Trans-Caspian international transport route. Being connected by the Caspian Sea, seaports in Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan are able to significantly increase cargo shipments. Kazakhstan can get a crucial checkpoint here in Baku to faster deliver its goods to Europe and vice versa. Caspian Sea, which connects Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan one to each other, gives numerous opportunities to boost connectivity, for example in telecom sector. Two states' plans to construct fiber optic communication lines along the bottom of the sea are now being actively implemented.
Today is a big case, what we are discussed with our Azerbaijan partners. It's about to provide the fiber optic through the Caspian Sea from Aktau to Baku. It's around 321 kilometers, and it's taken maybe 2 years to build these networks. It is very important for us routes because it's type of reservation for our international traffic business.
What kind of opportunities it will give for example, for Kazakh people?
For Kazakh people, it given a lot of opportunity to use the internet traffic directly from the European side. Second one, for Azerbaijan clients, they could use the Chinese traffics, and I think it will be a big business opportunity for the both sides.
To stay on the same page on politics and economy-related issues, Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan have launched Supreme Interstate Council. Its first meeting was held in Baku during the state visit of the Kazakh president.
Что касается казахско-азербайджанских отношений,
As for Kazakh-Azerbaijani relations, we're holding the meeting of the Supreme Interstate Council for the first time. This is also in essence a historic event. Just now we conducted a detailed discussion of literally all issues related to our trade, economic and investment cooperation, as well as interaction on the international stage, and reached common conclusions. This indicates that Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan are indeed strategic partners, allied states, and this embodies a very important understanding of what is happening in our cooperation.
And of course, two countries actively interact on international arena. Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan are members of OTS, Organization of Turkic States, a platform that represents countries of Turkic origin. Countries partners of OTS cooperate well, particularly in higher education. That was told by the Minister of Science and Higher Education of Kazakhstan, Mr. Nurbek, who emphasized commitment of Turkic countries in establishing and promoting scientific research. What kind of agreements are we expecting to sign between Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan in field of education and science?
We'll be signing an MOU today within the visit's scope to establish the very first Kazakh Azerbaijani Center for Education and Scientific Cooperation between Atra Oil and Gas University and Baku High School of Oil and Gas. Also, we are aiming to sign an MOU with one of the leading Azerbaijan university, the Ada University, which is the equivalent of our Nazarbayev University in Kazakhstan. This memorandum will give us foundation to start negotiating opening the Ada University's branch campus in Kazakhstan. And also we are now negotiating with Ministry of Education and Science of Azerbaijan to establish a joint research fund.
We keep moving from one spot to another. We asked the head of Samruk Kazina National Welfare Fund of Kazakhstan, Mr. Uzhakupov, our final questions. He shared Samruk Kazina's plans to create a special investment fund with Azerbaijan to invest in Central Asia and also Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania and Hungary.
We are creating a joint investment fund which will be investing in Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan and also into Central Asian countries and also into Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania and Hungary. This will strengthen our international cooperation between Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan and definitely will bring us good returns since it's going to be a fully commercial investment fund.
What about investments? So what amount of investment are we talking about?
Initially, we are talking about $300 million size fund with an upscaling if needed further.
And what kind of projects will be included in the investments roundtable?
It will be across all sectors, but predominantly, of course, we will be looking into the middle corridor projects in order to strengthen our trans-logistical industry.
Day second, President Tokayev arrives in Fuzuli city, the part of Karabakh region Azerbaijan gained full control of in 2020. Kazakhstan earlier praised Azerbaijan's territorial integrity. Now, Azerbaijani leader shows what has been already done on the way of Karabakh's reconstruction. For example, Children's Creativity Center, named after Kurmangazi, was built by Kazakh construction company. Kazakhstan is also engaged in building other infrastructure objects in the region.
This is from the bottom of our hearts, from the entire nation. I believe that this facility undoubtedly will serve the benefit of strengthening all kinds of connections, comprehensive connections between our countries.
We went to Karabakh prior to the visit and felt the atmosphere. Our journey started with checkpoint control. Just now we went through the checkpoint, our passports were checked and scrutinized, and as you can see and feel, everything is calm here, but when you see the ruined buildings all over the place, you still feel the presence of the war that happened here earlier in this region. Now we're in Fuzuli, the city which turned into a ghost town under occupation and has been returned to Azerbaijan in 2020. Now the city is being reconstructed heavily since Azerbaijan claimed the territory of this district under its control. The big promise is to make this district, this region and this city in particular the home for Azerbaijanis who flew this region because of instability caused by the military conflict. So as I said, the reconstruction process is on the way here in Fuzuli. More than 38,000 new buildings are being constructed, including the objects of infrastructure like hospitals, schools, libraries, and so on. And one of these objects is right here. This is the school, creative school, named after Kurmangazi, which has been constructed by Kazakhstan and presented as a gift to Azerbaijani nation. I suggest you to see the interiors of the school. What does this school offer to the future students? We decided to know from one of the construction team members, Daulet Janabilov. Здравствуйте, Daulet.
Здравствуйте.
Расскажите, пожалуйста, о школе вообще в целом, да, об этом проекте и об особенностях, да, вот именно этого центра.
Центр детского творчества имени Курмангазы построен за кратчайшее время, за 9 месяцев. Вот как вы видите, сейчас мы стоим в лекционном зале, он рассчитан порядка 30 человек. То есть здесь будут обучаться, внешкольное обучение будет, то есть проводить время местные дети, физулинцы, обучаться, получать дополнительное образование. Здесь есть у нас такие классы, как ковроткачество, есть 3D-моделирование, также классы, также фото-видео студия, звукозаписывающая студия. То есть,
Давайте посмотрим эти классы.
Давайте, конечно, пройдемте.
Сколько, получается, могут детей здесь обучаться одновременно?
Здесь мощность объекта 600 посещений в день.
Это достаточно много, да?
Да.
Давайте посмотрим потихонечку, что есть внутри. Здравствуйте.
Здесь у нас также предусмотрен уголок Курмангазы. Сейчас там не домбра. Вот здесь вот мы планируем наши национальные инструменты установить.
It's very interesting. As you can see, there is a wall with real music instruments like guitars, but also Kazakh national instruments like here we can see kobas, dombra and others.
Да, это класс 3D-моделирования. Если вы видите, вот здесь у нас стоят 3D-принтеры. Как раз таки вот то, что вот получилось сделать с помощью, да, уже с этих 3D-принтеров.
А вообще сколько времени заняло строительство? В очень кратчайшие сроки, да, была построена школа?
Да, школа была построена в кратчайшие сроки на особой территории. То есть нужно понимать, что это не город, да, здесь очень сложно с инфраструктурой, даже заездом мы проезжаем препятствия, постоянно останавливают КПП, досмотры. Ну, тем не менее, команде проекта удалось реализовать проект за 9 месяцев.
We keep moving. Our next destination is Shusha city. To reach it, one should literally climb up the mountains. Shusha is located at almost 1,400 meters above sea level. You can see how snowy it is here. After gaining a full control of its territory, Azerbaijan proclaimed 2022 a year of Shusha. 2023, the city became a cultural center of the whole Turkic world, and this year Shusha has been recognized as a cultural center of the Islamic world. During his state visit, President Tokayev visited Shusha, the cradle of Azerbaijani culture, and together with President Aliyev viewed general plan of the city and important sites of this region. Cooperation in energy sector, transport and logistics, as well as higher education and culture. This list shows the exact scale of the partnership between two nations. Presidents of Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan also expressed their readiness to interact further on international arena, boosting the integration within so-called Turkic world. Reporter with president's filming crew has arrived in Atyrau, which is located in the western part of Kazakhstan. Known for oil production, the city has a name of oil capital of the country, but it's known not only for that. Atyrau, and particularly Atyrau region, lies on the territory of Sarayshik, ancient settlements, and this is not a coincidence that these days Atyrau hosts the third meeting of National Kurultai of Kazakhstan. This is a consultative body that is chaired by President Tokayev. What is the functions of Kurultai and what cultural significance does it have? We will provide more details on that. Sarayshik, ancient settlement of nomads, today known as Atyrau, is a symbol of nomadic culture and significant place of power for Kazakhs. This time, this land is chosen for hosting the third meeting of the National Kurultai. Previously, it was held in Ulutau, the cradle of Kazakh nomadic civilization, and also Turkestan, spiritual capital of the Turkic world. Kurultai was a tradition in Kazakh society from the ancient times to gather in critical periods of time to unite and solve urgent issues related to security, stability, and independence of the nation. Among participants and members of the National Kurultai are representatives of different industries, from teachers to members of parliament, from businessmen to engineers, from artists to lawmakers and lawyers. The structure of the Kurultai is very diverse. Before the event, we talked to the senator Evgeny Bolgert, who then spoke in front of delegates, and the president Tokayev, who is the chairman of the National Kurultai of Kazakhstan. Mr. Bolgert has proposed, among other initiatives, to promote studying financial discipline in the secondary schools and to make this subject obligatory. When talking to us, he mentioned how important it is to discuss economy-related issues and directly promote them to the head of the state. That is practical significance of this platform.
За проделанную работу в течение 2 лет уже с момента, как
Over the past 2 years, since the first Kurultai convened, significant results have been achieved. In the legislative sphere, numerous concrete amendments to legislation have been adopted, some of which were initiated anew. It touched on the topics addressing social concerns, such as fighting domestic violence, gambling addiction, and drug abuse that have been actively discussed for the first time within the Kurultai forums. We not only touch upon social agendas, but also have a separate extensive section dedicated to the economy. There, discussions revolved around proposals aimed at various topics, ideas on achieving doubling of GDP, as mentioned by the head of state.
The third meeting of National Kurultai of Kazakhstan will start in a couple of minutes. You can see that the members of Kurultai have been gathering at the venue that will be chaired by President Tokayev. The agenda is very broad. Participants will discuss different issues related to the paradigm of development of the country. First things first, when talking about development, it is important to mention economic development of the country and its regions. Ataral region, for example, contributes to national economy with its oil and gas production. When commenting the agenda of the third meeting of the National Kurultai, Member of Parliament Mr. Rao emphasized that economic development of the regions is a priority for policymakers.
Если брать самое, что близко мне, да, это все-таки...
If we talk about what is close to me, it is everything that is related to the development of the economy. We are in Ataral region. I had time during these 2 days to visit the polypropylene plant and familiarize myself with its work. We visited a number of small businesses that are engaged in high-tech innovative products. And indeed, people say that the President's program on diversification of the economy are being implemented, the main purpose of which is to move away from raw material dependence.
And now the meeting has started. The President underlines that for having multiplier effect in economy, government should implement a series of large-scale infrastructure initiatives this year.
Прежде всего, предстоит полностью отремонтировать...
First of all, 55 existing heat sources are to be completely repaired, and at least 6,500 kilometers of engineering networks are to be modernized. These will improve the quality and reliability of utility services for citizens and businesses. The construction and renovation of the national highway network will also give a powerful impetus to the development of the economy.
Another priority for countries to develop its transportation system. The ambition is to become one of the key transit hubs of Eurasia. President Tokayev mentions the recent successful launch of Kazakhstan's terminal in Chinese Xi'an city and the first cargo train that was sent from this terminal directly to Azerbaijani Absheron station. The head of state also underlines the role of IT as a prospective growing point of economy.
До конца года в Казахстане планируется создать суперкомпьютер.
By the end of the year, Kazakhstan plans to create a supercomputer and launch a new data center. We intend to build a fiber optic communication line along the bottom of the Caspian Sea. This project will make it possible to lay another digital corridor between Europe and Asia.
Talking about contribution of private business to the economic development, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev mentions the social responsibility of Kazakh businessmen, saying that these initiatives will always be supported by the government. We talked to entrepreneur Emin Askerov, who on his own example showed how to make socially responsible entrepreneurship a reality in Kazakhstan.
В первую очередь, благодаря поддержке главы государства был принят закон.
First and foremost, thanks to the support of the head of state, a law on the social entrepreneurship was adopted, within which a number of powerful incentives were developed for representatives of social entrepreneurs, providing a significant boost to the development of this trend. Secondly, last year we held the first Central Asian Kurultai of social entrepreneurs. By laying this foundation, thanks to the head of state, we have set a course to support the Central Asian countries and have begun to assist them in adopting this law.
The other important issue President addresses during the meeting is widening the scope of Kazakh language, which will remain a key priority of state policy and, as stated, will develop by the means of education. Teaching community of the country welcome this move.
Since I represent the education sector, I observe and note positive dynamics in addressing issues related to secondary education, children's rights in general, and strengthening the family institute. Specifically, for example, I am pleased that the list of educational literature has been defined and the work of school libraries has been strengthened. I believe that the reforms initiated in the sphere of secondary education will definitely be continued.
We also did not miss a chance to talk to Rawan Kinjihan, who created special endowment fund for Kazakh language development, which was praised by the head of state, who underscored the necessity of maximizing the use of new approaches and tools to develop the language.
One of the ideas was to create this endowment fund in order to make sure that the organization will be more sustainable and will have right resources to work in a long time. So the president supported that idea, and he was the first one who actually made the donation. And therefore,
how much, if it's not secret?
7 million tenge, but it's much important for us as a symbol.
And of course, members of Kurultai generalized the thought of a deep cultural meaning of this platform for the multinational Kazakhstan.
The Kurultai is a unique social institution whose primary task is to strengthen national unity and consolidate a strong emphasis on the history and culture of the Kazakh people, encompassing all ethnicities residing in Kazakhstan. It addresses pressing issues as it provides a platform for discussions within the Kurultai.
The ideology is not less an important aspect. Without it, and then self-identification and understanding the politics of its own country, it's impossible to see the future. That is why President Tokayev highlights just Kazakhstan, responsible citizen, progressive nation ideological concept. These three elements are interrelated, President says, adding that following them can help the nation to expand the horizons of future successes. And finally, President Tokayev emphasized the cult of knowledge and importance of creative and innovative thinking, underlining the hope for the next generation of Kazakhs to become the agents of positive changes. Stability and unity of nation are still the values that will define the future of Kazakhstan. National Kurultai, stated by President, has been successfully formed as a civil institute. Next meeting will be held in 2025 in Kokshetau city. That's it for today. See you next time.